for $17,000 in 1953. Of course, I was only 8 years old at the time, so who knows? Anyway,
I'd
like to congratulate the
fuck are you talking
winner.
about?
The Thunder Rosa's out here to talk. And listen, this is not Thunder Rosa's fault. You know, she obviously is trying her fucking best here, and I respect that shit. But sending Thunder Rosa out here to talk for this fucking long on the stage and then Deeb
On the
interrupts
stage
her.
again.
Like, fuck, man, this was brutal, man. I mean, it wasn't like, it's not the worst thing ever. It's just like a generic fucking promo. Like, I'm making it sound a little worse than it was. She just comes out, like, she tells this cool, like, story about, like, her career and how, like, you know, trying to tie it into, you know, her being the best wrestler, and she traveled miles to see one fucking wrestler that wanted to make her be the best version of herself, and that was Serena Deeb. It just took a little bit to get there, and it's not Rosa's fault. It was just like, damn, man, like, I just want to see Rosa, like, come out here and kick some ass or something, or anything other than kind of just generic promo. Deeb comes out, just kind of doo-doos all over fucking Rosa. She says, I got respect for you, and I believe we can make this the best women's division in the entire world, which is another kind of wrestling thing that I think is weird. Like, we have the best division. I think that's, like, not a kayfabe thing, but I think it just sounds weird in the context of wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to
I see what you're
explain.
saying, yeah.
She said for that to happen, the best women's wrestler in the world needs to be champion. And Rose said, what do you mean by that? Okay, how you know? Rose said, this title indicates that I'm the best wrestler in the world today. And Deeb says, listen, everyone knows. The people in the back. She goes on forever with this. The people in the back know. The wrestlers know. The fans know. The people over there know. The people up there know. And Rosa says, who the fuck are everybody knows that wants to know? Again, nothing like super offensive here. Just like.
No, but I feel like every promo by people are like, I'm on another level. I'm on a class of my own. I feel like that's the same.
This division is so good, except for you and everyone else that's not me.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? It wasn't Britt Baker level of burial. Like, it wasn't even a burial. It's just like,
no, it wasn't. But yeah,
on, man. Let her go out there and whoop somebody's ass, and then have Deeb come out and point to the belt. That's
exactly.
All
yeah, they should just had a match, whip ass, and then here you go.
Yeah,
I'm challenging you. There you go. Yeah.
Up next, we have a Blackpool Combat Club video package. It's a shortened version of one that they put it on Twitter. This fucking is awesome. It's just fucking William Regal beating the fuck out of Wheeler Yuta and talking shit about killing people. Regal says if someone gave someone else a knife and said to stab your enemy, 99% of people would. But the Blackpool Combat Club would rather cut your cheek so you had a scar to look at every morning. I was like, holy fuck, he's going to ruin somebody's life, this William Regal. And there's a cool shot of him and Mox and Brian all standing together. This group is so cool, man. I love these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gotten Yuta a lot over.
Oh, Yuta is also, they say on commentary, is in the Best of the Super Juniors 29 tournament. So we move on to the Hangman Page Town Hall. And Hangman says, you know, it'd be easy to tell you that I'm looking forward to facing Punk at the pay-per-view, but that's not going to happen. So there's not going to be a handshake or a masturbatory Bret Hart tribute match. I'm going to kill CM Punk.
You tell him.
I said, holy
fuck Bret Hart. Yeah, you tell him, Hangman.
No, wait a minute. What was that?
He said it's going to be a Shawn Michaels celebration match
tribute?
or something. Tribute.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I don't know what he said.
Hangman, this is like, I mean, not full heel, but this is definitely like...
When he definitely said, he started off, this is going to be a regular match. He's like, oh, boo.
Yeah. He looks at somebody in the crowd. He says, listen, I see you out there with your CM Punk shirt, and I want you to look me in the eyes. When I'm done with him, you will be running back to the merch stands to get a refund if you haven't burnt that shirt already. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your beloved CM Punk isn't even here tonight. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say he's off filming another TV show. Holy shit, man. Wowee. Hangman says, I'm going to embarrass you. And you said you wanted a fight? You got one. And Punk, it will be the fight or your life. So Hangman is fired the fuck up here. I hope these guys
This was awesome, by the way. I did end up catching this promo, and this was great. Yeah.
This was fucking very cool. Hangman's got big old horse balls.
That was the way to kind of feed into it, because, you know, Punk is like one of the most popular acts there. You know?
Yeah.
So I think that was a good way to take it, and I'm sure this will be a hard-hitting affair.
And I could definitely see Punk being the more popular one at the pay-per-view too. So,
yeah.
Which makes me think Hangman might win.
I think this is like one of those matches where it's like, it's really up in the air.
Yeah.
And like when you only have 4 pay-per-views a year, like that's a good deal to me.
Yeah, you're right.
Punk has so many like strings that they never really cut off.
Sure.
That like having that championship kind of makes those strings come back.
There's a lot of stuff. It'll make a lot of things more easy just to line them up for a title shot, and it just happens that Punk is the champion. But I mean, Hangman, I love me some Hangman, so I'm okay either way. And up next, we have Wardlow taking on MJF's mystery opponent here. MJF comes out and he says, I'd say it's cool to be back here in Maryland, but I'd be a lying piece of shit. And JR says,
that's already been established.
Yeah.
well, that has already been established. MJF says, look, everyone, it's Wardlow.
Wardlow. Where is Wardlow?
It's right here, man. Fuck. Hear enough of this shit. He says, Wardlow, I'm not staying out here because I can't look at these disgusting pigs for one more second. I want to watch the match in the back, but you should be terrified of the man that is about to come through this curtain. A man that's never taken an L in his life. Tony Pizza Guy's favorite wrestler, the Big Dub, William Morrissey.
Let's fucking go.
I will say, he did look in great shape.
Run of his life. Dude.
Okay, I believe
I'm not
you,
making
Tony.
it up, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, his abs are crazy.
Yeah, and he's
It's
7
hard
foot
when you're
tall.
that like fucking tall and shit to get abs
7
like that.
foot. Can't teach it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can't
he's
teach
crazy.
that. You can't teach those abs, no.
JR says, oh my, he's all the way from Impact Wrestling. It felt like he was staring so hard at the piece of paper in front of him.
He's from where?
He is from T Impact.
He's from where?
Dude, there's a Ski Woe sign in the crowd.
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome. That's
I always love seeing shit like that.
It's super fucking cool, especially when it's like subtle. Like you have to know. Like it's not like
Yeah.
a DPW or just a Deadlock logo, like that or Dual Smeals. I like them, which is appropriate. The Ski Woe for this segment because this just feels like a DPW segment.
Yeah.
Wardlow is doing power shit with Morrissey. JR says, two big men. Sorry to identify them as how big they are. Anyway, our champion Adam Page is coming up.
Two big men. It's hard to really identify how big they are. Our world champion Hangman Adam Page coming up next.
Wardlow rushes the corner. Morrissey does a leapfrog over him and hits a running big boot. There's a big "We want Enzo" chant, followed by an even bigger "No, we don't" chant, which leads to Morrissey doing the Enzo dance and then telling everyone to fuck off and shut up.
That's an interesting contrast between what we saw, Tony.
Run of his life, man.
He's fired up. Wardlow then does a moonsault off the top and almost lands on his fucking feet. Crazy stuff, this guy. I wish he would have did the Swanton again, but...
Yeah, Wardlow was a yarder.
I was going to say, did you see that? This guy's trying to win me over big time, man. It's tough. It's tough. He was a yarder
he already
doing
won somebody else
Swanton
over.
bombs. Fuck who? Who? You bitch.
Hey, don't worry about that.
So Wardlow hits the moonsault, hits one power bomb on W. Morrissey here, Tony. How'd you feel about that? One power bomb for the win.
I mean, it was a big power bomb. Did you see that power bomb? He got
It
him
was
way
a
up
very
there.
big power
Can't
bomb.
teach that.
You cannot
Nah, you
teach
can't.
that.
That's Wardlow's catchphrase.
So Wardlow gets the we go backstage. Tony Schiavone is interviewing Ricky Skaggs and Powerhouse Hobbs. Schiavone says these two are going after the tag titles. And Stark says, we're not scared of anybody, motherfucker. Jungle Boy and his friends come in, him and Austin the Dinosaur and Christian. He says, I took a week to think about your challenge. It sounds fun to me. Does that sound fun to you, Luchasaurus? Jack Perry says, you seem like a spicy guy to me. So let's spice it up a bit. The Christian definitely told him to say that.
Yeah.
Before you two get a shot at these. At these?
At these?
Why don't you give
Why
me
don't you
a
get a look
shot?
at these?
And Chris said, you took off your fake shades. This must be serious. And Stark says, listen, these are real glasses, and I'm the FTW champion for a reason, and I'm going to show you what a real man is all about. And then it goes to Shivani interviewing Keith Lee and Swerve. And Swerve says, hey, man, we got unfinished business with these motherfuckers. You guys want the prize, but you still got a receipt. And Keith Lee says,
Dubious.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Greetings and salutations.
he's genuine dubious,
Tonight will be a
unproven.
dubious, unproven match.
Words that described you when Taz helped you defeat us. You will swerve in our glory.
Yeah, keep that going. Remember the Sunwell, a new Dolore Delanar.
Swerve in our glory felt like lunatic goats for me
Oh,
for sure.
No.
Fuck, man.
That's beast.
You will swerve in our glory.
Dude, there's a Ski Woe sign in the crowd.
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome. That's
I always love seeing shit like that.
It's super fucking cool, especially when it's like subtle like that. Like you have to know. Like it's not like
Yeah.
a DPW or just a Deadlock logo.